Aww. Okay, it says hopelessly romantic and addictively suspenseful in Scientia is a contemporary fantasy where magic is just as real as love. Can you tell us a little bit about your book? This year I published my first book. It's a young adult novel about a young girl who discovers magic, and it's kind of a love letter to a lot of the Shadowhunter fans that I met over the past few years, and I think hopefully it's a little break from the real world and something you can get lost in. When you were younger, you auditioned for Spring Awakening, the musical. Would you like to play a musical in the future? Yeah, I would. I would. It is a very big undertaking, but I would love to do a musical. I think my time has passed for Spring Awakening, but I would definitely want to do Rent if it ever came up.
Okay.
From The Girl in the Photographs to Shadowhunters, you seem to portray a lot of bad guys. Is that the kind of role you prefer to play, and if so, why? I do tend to play a lot of bad guys. It's obviously got a lot to do with how I look. Creepy. But, I think there was a time where I wanted to branch out and play some different roles, and I still would like to. But I am really grateful to play a villain because there's always something going on. It's always quite layered, and it's not just a straightforward scene. I think I would get bored if it was too happy or too just too normal. I'm always doing something crazy, so at least there's something fun to do. Although murdering isn't fun, so I wouldn't recommend that. You're a supporter of Oxfam. Can you present them and their work in a few words? So Oxfam is an international organization. They're in almost every country in the world, I believe, and they are trying to eradicate the injustice of poverty. So they do a lot of different work on a strategic level with different governments around the world to try and change policies for the better, to try and help the most vulnerable people in the world.
And how can we help them as fans? Can we?
Yeah, so to get involved, you can go to oxfam.com and it might be oxfam.org. But there are tons of ways you can get involved that don't involve donating. You can get involved on a local level by donating your time and volunteering. And there are also lots of different actions that you can take.
Okay, thanks.
Right. You co-wrote and played in the 2021 Untitled horror movie during the quarantine. How was it to work remotely with your friends during that time? It was an incredible experience. I'm so glad that we did it. It was very challenging and very stressful because I did write it, produce it, and was also in it. So I may have bit off a little bit more than I could chew, but it was a really, really wonderful experience, especially to be able to create in a time where so many people weren't able to.
And would you do it again if?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay, lucky last. Do you have any funny anecdotes about shooting Shadowhunters or about any of the actors that you can tell us? I think a funny anecdote is that one of the other actresses from the convention who's here from a different show came over to us and said, "You guys must have had a lot of fun shooting Shadowhunters. I can tell by the way that you guys interact." And we did. We had a really great time, but it's really rare. And I think that the more time I spend outside of the show, the more I realize how lucky everybody was to be around such wonderful people. And it's nice when a stranger points it out.
And you also worked a lot with, maybe not, but with Timothy Granaderos.
Yes.
So do you have any anecdotes?
Yeah, I actually met Tim Granaderos when I did The Girl in the Photographs because he's friends with the director of the movie, and I knew immediately that we were going to be friends because he's just one of the nicest people I've ever met and genuinely a really cool guy. So we were friends, and then when the pandemic came up, I was thinking of who would be who would play this character well. His name is Kip in Untitled Horror Movie, and he's a very regular Joe kind of guy, and I knew that Tim would be able to play that in a funny way. So that was the first time I got to work with him, but I hope to work with him again soon.
Okay, and to conclude, do you have any message to send to your fans?
Just thank you so much for all of the support. We all really appreciate it, and we wouldn't be doing what we're doing without it. So thank you.